Okay, we're live. Hello, welcome to Cinema Savvy. I'm Chris Garner, joined with George Aldridge, Tayte Hour. We are on the eve of our 2-year anniversary on the channel. I keep saying this, I can't believe it's been 2 years already. The time has just flown by. And although we've got a special Battle of the Brackets episode tomorrow for the official date of our 2-year anniversary, we wanted to take this opportunity to kind of give you some updates and announcements as to the future of the channel and what you can expect in the next coming months throughout the next part of the year as well. So we want to get all that out there that no one's leaving. We're not ending the channel or anything like that. In fact,
it's over.
It's over. Just drop the mic. We're walking away from it. No, we have got a wealth of new shows. So I'm going to pass over to George and Tate now to sort of list off the new stuff we've got. Unless you want to go over Battle of the Brackets first for tomorrow.
Yeah, so let's preview Battle of the Brackets. This has been in the pipeline, I've got to say, for like... I've got to say, what, about two months? 2 months, should we say?
Yeah, 2 months.
We've been planning this. And we're doing a special... we did a Facebook post where we kind of half announced it. We said we'll let you know. We're doing the best film we have ever reviewed. So any film that's been reviewed on Cinema Savvy is a contender to be put on this list. This is anything from a film that came out 2 weeks ago to a film that came out 40 years ago that one of us has at least reviewed, blah, blah, blah. The one specific rule is for your 4 picks, you could only choose a film that you yourself have reviewed on. So summed up, Chris has the entire free reign of the channel. Tate has Oscar seasons plus anything after end of 2015, and I have the summer blockbuster. Yeah. I basically have anything except Oscar season. I think that's a nice way of putting it. And
what does Tom have?
Tom has a few selections because he hasn't reviewed as many as us, but he's one of still the core members. He lives in the group chat with us, and he has reviewed a lot of the films. I think there should be a review of the Alien films coming tonight, maybe. And yeah, so instead of telling you who's fighting who, I'm going to hide off the bracket release until tomorrow. But I'm going to go through everyone's picks, which is something we've never done before. Normally, we just release the image. We don't say whose is what. You find out on the day. But I might as well do a little preview for it. So I'm going to...
Can I quickly also say, before we go into that, we do actually do an actual draft where we randomize the names up. We have a randomizer on screen. We have the names. We work out the order. And usually it takes about half an hour to an hour to actually figure out who's going to be fighting who and stuff like that. And
yes, when we come to putting it in the thing. Yeah, when we come to actually putting them together, pairing them up, that's where the time really comes in.
It's not even maths. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the draft takes, what, 2 minutes maximum?
Yeah, the draft takes 2 minutes. And then the pre-game starts because everyone starts to get a bit... They have small digs at each other for their picks, and really that's when the battle begins. So you guys only usually see like the 2 hours where we actually fight it out, but there's all of this stuff going on behind the scenes where we are already arguing over our films. I believe last time we were arguing for about 10-15 minutes over a couple of picks.
I've always said this, the trash talking, whether it be on Battle of the Brackets itself or before in the lead up, it is like a big fight. It's like what you'd get in the old days with like Muhammad Ali, just like prepping for a fight. The back talk is amazing.
It depends how quick you are, you know. Move like a butterfly, punch. I can't remember the quote. That's bad. I'm not going to go for it.
Float like a butterfly.
There we go.
Like a bee.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I've always been the attack's the best form of defense. As many people would know with some of me and Tate's famous battles, which have, I'd say most of them have resulted in me winning, but you did get one over me last time.
I get a couple.
But yeah, it's always putting it together is an absolute nightmare because everyone's got to fight someone. You can't in a corner block. You can only have one pick of yours, and everyone has to have a pick. It just turns into an absolute nightmare. And you know, we do like streaming with each other, so we know no one's fixing anything. Everything's all done properly, and yeah, it's so fun. It's worth it at the end of it, but it's a nightmare on the day. But we've kind of got our bracket done and dusted this, so I'm just going to go over the picks. I haven't got them listed. I've got them in who's battling who, so I'm just going to try and avoid that. So I'm going to go for Tom's 4 picks. I'm not going to say what's his first choice, what's his fourth choice, what's his third, second. I'm going to say Tom's picks. Tom has Hell or High Water, The Conjuring 2, Trainspotting 2, and he has The Witch. As we've said, he hasn't reviewed as many as us, so it's completely different, but you can tell that he's kind of gone for the less...
I'm really surprised he didn't go for the pick of Jason Bourne, to be honest.
Yeah, well, he did review it with you somewhere on the internet.
We always say the greatest review that no one will ever see.
Exactly. I myself have gone for Star Wars: A New Hope, because let's be honest, what else was I going to pick? Jurassic Park, Fury Road, and The Dark Knight. Yeah, some of these reviews people wouldn't have ever seen, but one or two of them have come off lists. So if we have, like, some of the early videos me and Chris did was like our top 5 comic book films. I think Tate did like top 5 romance films, stuff like that. Anything like that we allowed, because it's the individual person talking about it. It has to be off his own list.
Yeah.
So for example, I couldn't have picked La La Land because I didn't review it. But if Tate reviewed it, then he had the option. And while we're chatting of Tate's picks, let's go for Tate's. He's gone for John Carpenter's The Thing, Kubo and the Two Strings. Is it the Two Strings? I genuinely don't know.
Two Strings, yeah.
Ex Machina, and his beloved Brooklyn. And no La La Land, which was the biggest shock to everyone here, actually. So you can see already, like, I've got the blockbusters, Tate's got the artier films, and then we get Chris in the middle ground, who has Toy Story, Terminator 2, the other T2, The Shining, and he has Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. So there are our picks. We'll put a list up tomorrow, but we'll be revealing the bracket, I'd say before we go live, just so people get a quick indication of it's coming on and stuff. But tomorrow about the brackets, I would say we're all meeting up at 7 p.m. We've got Ryan back judging again. So at 7 p.m. UK, 2 p.m. and 11 a.m. in each of the America halves. I don't really know which is which still. But yeah, it's going to be on tomorrow. So that's our anniversary. It's our main celebration. But this video, as we said, is to announce some of our new shows. So I'm just going to say straight up, everyone knows that we have the great picture, which I'm going to talk about first, because that's Tom's new show. The best picture, sorry. I was got carried away then. Yeah, don't want to. I mean, we don't have Tom on to talk about it, but it's one of the new shows. We're going to talk about it. It's had a bit of a rebranding. So the original aim was for Tom to review every single film nominated for Best Film at the Oscars, which was an incredible task.
We did work it out. It was going to take, what did we say, like 30 years, did we say? Or something like that, to review each one. That's not taking into account that each Academy Awards year is going to add like another 8 to 10 films every year on top of it. So I think that was a futile endeavor, in all honesty. So we've kind of pulled it back a bit. We've shrunk it down to just the Best Picture winners, which personally I think is a much better way of going about it. And I really like those videos. He brought one out last week for Wings, and I guess next week should be when it's scheduled for the next review. But we would like to turn that into a much more regular series now, because we think that could take off. It's got a lot of interest. People are commenting on it. And, you know, we do recent movie reviews for every film that comes out, more or less every big release film that comes out every week. But sometimes it's nice to go back and look at those old ones and see how the Best Picture has progressed. And that was Tom's brainchild right from the off with that one. So we're hoping that he continues that and finishes that series in the future.
Talking about normal reviews, we're hoping to get them out probably once per weekend. And this will be the biggest kind of hit of the week if we can go out and actually get to see it. We'll try to, any film that is huge. So if there's a week where there's 2 or 3 films that are huge, we will try and see all of them. But in other cases, it will be once a week, just kind of getting that steady flow. Once every weekend, you'll expect to see a new review from us from a new fresh film that's come out. We move on to, I guess, my 2 shows. Now, we've got Thoughts on Film, which I have not done in a while, but I'm definitely going back to. That is my own personal kind of venting on film, shall we say. I can have a positive review or a negative review on any film that I randomly see at any point in time, and I can talk about any topic within that film. I really like that show because personally for me it's free range. I get to talk about anything at all, which is brilliant. And then with the sound of a trumpet, we bring back Film Club.
Yes.
The long beloved old show, which did used to be kind of tied into reviews. So if there was a new film coming out, we'd have a film club which was kind of linked to that film. So I believe the first one I did was The Martian, and then I went on did Prometheus.
Yeah.
And
actually,
so it was kind of tied to both space film in that kind of sense. But the new film club is going to be run by me. And basically what's going to happen is I'm going to pick a film once every 2 weeks. And either Chris, George, or Tom is going to review with me. They're going to go in as cold as they possibly would like to. So I'll name a film, and if they haven't heard of it, then they're not allowed to do any research on it. They're just meant to go and see it. And then we're going to be talking about it just for a bit and just getting our own opinions on it.
Yeah, and it was important for us as well when we were coming up with ideas of which shows to either bring back or new original shows. Whilst we were thinking of the future and what new content we could do, we did kind of look back to how we did things with the old days. I mean, Film Club was right there from the start. Me and George, when we first started this thing off, we'd have the big new movie review, and then we'd rush out like another review a couple of days after that, and it got way too much to try and get all the movies watched. So that's why Film Club has taken an extended hiatus for quite a while now, but we do want to bring it back. We want to resurrect it in a new guise, give it a new shine to it, and I think Tate, you're going to be brilliant with that one. I mean, you've already got plans what the first film's going to be. I've never heard of that one, so that's really interesting.
We'll keep it quiet for the time being, and basically we won't really announce what film we're going to be reviewing until maybe 3-4 days until the actual review comes out, so it gives people enough time to go and see it on their own terms. And if that is the case, then they can come forward and they can bring their own opinions on what they thought about the film as well.
And another older show that we're bringing back as well, or should I say older segment, George, me and you used to do, oh God, how long were they? Like 2-hour reviews, because we'd throw in, we would throw in like the tease for Film Club, we'd throw in film fights when we had that, which is, I guess, now become Battle of the Brackets. We also used to have a news segment, movie news segment, where we'd round up the week in movie news. That got way too much to do for a movie review. And we've been talking about doing this for a while, bringing back some movie news discussion. So if you want to talk about that a bit.
Yeah, so not I love the news like awful BBC News, but I scroll for, I mean, I'm just going to say this on air. We always say we're not active enough on Twitter and news. Because we're film people, we see news and we scroll down and we go, oh, okay. And then we go and do something else. Really, I love doing the news when we had the big show. The big show was great, but there was just so much going on. It was impossible. I think we'd spend a couple of hours planning each episode when really it shouldn't have been like that. And I've said for a long time, we want to do the news. I won't lie, this was meant to start at the start of May. For other reasons, we've delayed it. And I guess in the better timing is that it's because it's going to be coming out as not as part of the 2-year anniversary, but I wanted to announce it today. Yeah, so we're going to be bringing a new show out. It's going to be once a week. We're going to be aiming for 40 minutes to an hour long. Obviously, it's going to completely depend on what news has been released and whatnot. And we've kind of spoken about sort of 3 aspects. So obviously, there's going to be the massive news. So say someone was cast or there was a release date for this or X, Y, Z. And then we're going to look at a box office sort of breakdown aspect where we're going to very quickly look at, okay, what made the mega amount this week, what's bombed, what's doing well, blah, blah, blah. So we're able to cover financial. We'll be able to cover trailers because we've got Chris's reactions, which are a big thing. And we've always said Chris isn't the only one that watches film trailers. I think I joined in one reaction once on the Dunkirk trailer.
Yeah.
And literally, for me, the Dunkirk trailer just came out, which I went mental for. Everyone knows I love Nolan. It's going to give us a chance to sort of get Chris and everyone else's trailer thoughts on that do come onto each episode to see what big trailers have been out in the week. But yes, the new show will be coming out as part of this 2-year stuff, and we'll be doing that weekly, which I cannot wait for because at least it's going to say we do report the news, just not every minute it happens. It's going to be a weekly video. So yeah, that's the news show. That's one of the big ones because we've really wanted to do this for a long time now, a news show.
And I will say as well that, sorry, just before you unveil your passion project review series, we wanted to do this a while because with everyone's schedules and stuff, we have been kind of hit and miss with videos. Some reviews have been delayed. We couldn't avoid that at all, but we do want to kind of bring in a more regimented schedule. So you guys watching at home, know exactly which shows to expect on which days of the week. And we think it's just going to be much more smoother. And we'll also say that I think these videos and the bulk of the schedule will take effect in the month of June. You'll be seeing some of these shows cropping up in the lead up just as we find our footing. But I think when we hit June, that's when you're going to see a much smoother schedule. But moving on to your review series, George. Yeah.
I wish I'd written a script to build this up. Tate is horrified because he knows what's coming. Chris is excited. I am smiling. Everyone knows that the greatest human being in the world is actually a rock. called Dwayne Johnson. He is my hero. He is everyone's hero. He is box office gold. And, you know, every time we talk about him, I go mental. I get excited. It happens all the time on our Facebook chat, which people don't get to see. And you know what I thought was going to be good? Why don't I review every film The Rock has ever been in? And that's not starred in, that's been in. His cameo as a head on the Scorpion King and Mummy 2, I'm going to review it. Everything he's done, I'm reviewing. Maybe I'll even chuck in a WrestleMania one day. But no, every 2 weeks, I will be reviewing a Rock film as a part of the Rockathon. It's
with the ultimate goal. You do have a goal in mind with this.
Right, I'm happy to tell people the goal. Right, I'm doing this series because I love The Rock, but what would truly be the greatest thing about this human being is that one day I have the opportunity to meet The Rock. This is going to be my one chance where every week is going to be a build-up, not only every fortnight, sorry. It's going to be the build-up to reviewing them and tweeting him non-stop, tweeting $7, his production company non-stop. This will happen. And the ultimate goal is to one day lead to meeting The Rock. And this series is going to be the key to that happening. And if it happens, it will be glorious. And we will conquer the world together as, I don't know, human and pebble. But no, the Rockathon is coming very soon. Do not fret. I don't know the order in which, we were talking about it, I don't know the order in which I'm reviewing them. I'm not going to do chronological. It's going to be on a fortnightly basis. But I will be reviewing every film The Rock has ever done. There's going to be bits inside, so there's going to, of course, be... It's not going to be a 2-hour review, I'll just go into details. It's going to be similar to Tom's series, about 10 minutes in length, a shorter review. It's going to go about the film, the plot, what I liked, what I didn't like. Then it's going to have a Rock factor, see how much he starred into it and how incredible he was in it. So it's going to be tailored to The Rock and to the film itself. That just means that, you know, when I end up doing the films we have done before, like Fast 8, like the other Fast films, I'm going to be able to sort of go into, you know, more than just this film was good. I'm going to say, how good was The Rock in this film? And I cannot wait. It's going to be the adventure of a lifetime. I'm going to be creating an After Effects intro. If people may have seen our Star Wars and Harry Potter months, I will literally be designing an intro just for this Rock series. And hopefully good things come from it. I had a couple of ideas for series, but this was really the one that's got me excited to do. The other one would have been great to do maybe one day in the future, but I'm not fluent in Japanese, so I can't be doing it yet.
So to make George's dream come true, we're going to need you people at home as well. When the series takes off, we want you tweeting out to The Rock as well. I know George is going to be doing it anyway, but get as many tweets out there to The Rock to make George's dream come true. I think that's pretty much all of our updates, really.
I believe that is all of the updates as well. All we can say from now is just thank you ever so much for the 2 years. I've only been here for about 1 year and 3/4. But for you two especially, who've been here from the very, very start, like, it's been good. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
What I would say is join us tomorrow, which I will maybe write a speech. Probably not. But no, tomorrow, Battle of the Brackets, the 2-year special, that's when it's really going to be, you know, this is how we do it. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be glorious. And it's going to kickstart phase 3 of Cinema Savvy.
Absolutely. And I will say as well, just my final words on Battle of the Brackets. I never get scared with Battle of the Brackets. I never get intimidated. There is one match that I'm a part of tomorrow, which I'm genuinely terrified for. And I never plan my rebuttals or my arguments or anything like that. It's completely off the cuff on the day. I think I might actually have to get something prepared tonight for tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be awesome. I will also say as well, we want you people to comment as well. Let us know what you'd like to see in terms of our Facebook and Twitter output. We talked about movie news and that we're going to be doing a show for that. But in terms of our actual social media engagement, let us know what kind of things you'd like to see, because we are looking to get more regular with that as well, because we don't want to just keep putting posts out there listing our content that we're uploading. We want to kind of engage with you a lot more too. So that'll do it for our update video. We'll see you tomorrow for our 2-year special of Battle of the Brackets. Be sure to subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and hit that bell icon at the side of the subscribe button so you get a notification for all this content that we're going to be bringing out to you in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so that'll do it. So from all of us, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.